My name is Liz. I am a software engineer. I am a self-taught coder, and I'm also an animal lover. I have two kids, my son who's in college and a daughter, 16-year-old, and I am divorced. I am happily divorced.
Were you happy during the marriage?
I was in the beginning. We met through a job agency and we hung out a lot, playing tennis together, going places and we were kind of like tourists because we were new here. We were just going places, going to San Francisco, Monterey, like Carmel and everywhere.
What changed?
My husband cheated on me in 2006, and my mom kind of convinced me to stay with him because she thought it was better for the kids. After that, he was kind of like controlling, and I couldn't have any friends, and he was grumpy all the time. I think the controlling started after he cheated. I feel like he didn't trust me, and also I think he was ashamed of what he's done, so he wouldn't let me see any of my friends who knew about the cheating. And there was an incident. I went to a party at my friend's house, and he followed me to my friend's house and started yelling at everyone. And he also took the kids with him, and they were very little at the time. And I was afraid he was gonna get into a fight at the house, so I had to leave the party and went home with him. My best friend invited me to go to her wedding, and she also invited me to be her maid of honor, but I declined to go because I was scared to leave the kids with him, because if I wasn't there, no one would be protecting them. So I decided not to go to my best friend's wedding. I think it kind of cost me my relationship with her. Until the day I decided to get divorced, I didn't really stand up to him. I felt like I was trapped. Once I decided I wanted to get divorced, I went to talk to a divorce lawyer, and so we were emailing back and forth between me and my lawyer, and he was spying on my email and he found out. At the time, he was trying to make things work out, so he had been coming to see me and taking me out to dinner. But on the day of Danny's graduation, he came by the house and used my laptop to get into my email, and then he found out I was moving forward with the divorce. He got upset, and then he tried to fight for everything. We sold the house, gave my mom's back the money she put in for down payment, and then we split the proceeds in half. I feel like he just got free money from my mom's down payment. Also, I have some stocks from the place that I work. He also gets half of that. And I feel like it's not fair. He didn't even want to give the kids college funds. At first, he said he was going to take all the college funds away, and he didn't care if he had to pay for penalties. I feel like he is very selfish.
what happened then?
So my daughter and I moved to an apartment, and my son went off to college. So my daughter and I were in a two-bedroom apartment for about a year, and then I found a mobile home that I liked, so we moved there. I like it here. I think it's a very convenient location without paying millions of dollars for a regular home. I think my mental health was affected during the marriage when I wanted to do something and he wouldn't let me. I I feel sad, but I don't know. I think I'm very flexible, so I don't really hold on to things. So I just keep moving on. I'm also much happier knowing that no one is spying on my chats with my friends and that I can do anything that I want, like go out and adopt a cat or a dog. The plans I have for the next few years of my life is to travel. I would like to quit my current job and find a remote work and then travel in my van full time. I would like to go all over USA and Canada, and maybe after that I would ship my van somewhere else, maybe Europe or Australia and New Zealand. I do think domestic abuse is a serious issue that needs to be talked about more, but in my case, it was not physical abuse, but it was emotional abuse. I think it's equally important. Sadly, I think this emotional abuse issue is very common, and maybe especially more in my home country in Thailand because grown-ups think they can do whatever they want to the kids, and usually punishment includes physical abuse. I want to say though that I grew up with my dad hitting me a lot, and I don't think hitting me would have changed anything. It doesn't teach me, and I turned out okay. I think that yelling at kids do not help with anything. It doesn't make them obey or it doesn't help them learn. And I think that he expects them to learn something from his yelling, but I feel like it's actually making everything worse. My ex-husband never apologized for the verbal abuse, and he thought he didn't do anything wrong because that's just how he grew up. I don't think I hate him. I feel sorry for him.
Why do you think I'm making this documentary?
I think you chose this topic because it's kind of empowering. Like you go through some situation and then you um, kind of improve yourself, like from getting out of it and getting over it. I am much happier without him here.